of these. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are having a good day today. It's Wednesday, I think, right? Yeah. I've got my iced coffee protein shake I'm almost done with. So I'll probably be like, well, it says it has enough, it's got like enough caffeine from a cup of coffee with 15 grams of protein, so that's good. But I already had a regular cup of coffee this morning, so I'm probably gonna be jittery. But I wanted to come on here this morning. I have to go to work late. I have to work late this evening, so I figured I'd hop on here. If you guys saw my poll yesterday, I gave you two looks to choose from, and honestly, between Facebook and Instagram, it was pretty close. So I'm gonna go ahead and do look A today, which is this look right here. So that's what I'm going for, hopefully. Say hey as you're hopping on. If you're not catching this live, just put replay in the comments. Hey Erin, how are you doing? So I'm not really going to talk about my makeup, like what I'm doing today. So if y'all have questions, just leave them in the comments. But there's some stuff I kind of want to talk about. I've kind of felt inclined to talk about it. I feel like God has been like, get this off your chest. So if y'all have watched my videos before, or like if we're friends in real life and we've talked, y'all know I can ramble, especially like this, because you like, unless you comment, especially because the comments are usually delayed, like I can just keep going. So hopefully this isn't all over the place. I didn't take notes because I feel like with something like this, I can't do that. I have to just speak from my heart. So hopefully this isn't too crazy and all over the place. So if you guys, how do I want to start? Okay, so right after I had Presley, she's 3. So right after I had Presley, I was struggling a lot with, you know, postpartum, becoming a new parent. Everything's like scary, y'all. It's scary. It may not be like that for everybody, but it definitely was for me. All of this is just like, everything I'm saying is just how I've felt as a person. And I want to speak about it because not enough people speak about it. And if this is something that you relate to, know that you are not alone. That's why I want to talk about it. So, you know, after I had Presley, I struggled a lot with everything mentally, just like being a new parent, trying to get into a schedule and trying to do what's right by her. And, you know, there's so much that you have to juggle. And I thought I was prepared, and I was not prepared. And I think that's the case for a lot of new parents. But, you know, I struggled a lot. And I was really embarrassed by that. Because, you know, you don't want to admit those feelings because you think that makes you sound like a bad parent. And, you know, social media makes it look like everybody's perfect because that's what we post, right? Like, you always want to post the positive things, you know. And I think, you know, like I would see other parents post these sweet posts or like things they done for the day or whatever, and then you can't help but compare yourself, and you're like, well, that's not how I feel. But I can probably guarantee you that most people have probably felt this way. Everybody carries, you know, their feelings differently. Obviously, everybody's different in how they handle situations, but at the same time, you know, we all have things that we don't want to discuss for fear of judgment. So, I definitely didn't talk about it for a while. Definitely really haven't delved into it like this either. I did have a few clients that spoke up to me about some posts that I had made back then and asked me if I was okay. A lot of people were catching on to some things that I was posting, but I never went into, you know, I never flat out said, this is how I feel. But, you know, I think, I struggled a lot with postpartum depression, although I feel like that took a little while to sink in. But I think actually I never got diagnosed or anything, which I want to also mention. There is postpartum anxiety, and I think I had that a lot. I think that was more so than depression, which, like I said, I feel like depression came after. But, you know, when you're a new parent, you're constantly worried about your baby. And, you know, that's all I did. Like, I had a hard time sleeping because I was always worried about her and everything else, finances, the whole nine. And, so I never had those feelings. You know, when they test you at your postpartum visit, they always ask, like, have you ever wanted to harm yourself or harm your child? Never had those feelings, ever. Wasn't like that. It was just more anxiety, like being scared of everything. And if you've never had anxiety before, it is hard to explain. I had anxiety before having Presley, but of course that, you know, having a baby, that intensified a whole lot for me. But not long after I had Presley, I'm running out of my concealer, y'all, and it's sold out on the website. What am I gonna do? I don't remember how I stumbled upon it. I want to say it was my mom, but maybe it was. I don't really remember for sure. If she watches this, I'm sure she'll clarify if she remembers. Or I don't remember how I stumbled upon it. But there is a page on Facebook called the Midnight Mom Devotional. And basically every evening this lady makes these posts that are prayers for moms, and it can be, you know, any situation, like that maybe she's had a rough day, like the kids have just gone at 100, or they won't eat their supper, or, you know, they're fighting you every chance they get, or maybe, you know, maybe things have actually been fine, but you're still stressing yourself out and you're trying to carry the load, and whatever the case may be. And she always posts, you know, that she's, you know, like it's a prayer, and she's asking God to relieve that stress for you, that everything's okay, so that you can have rest. And it's just really nice, because when I found this page, it made me realize that I'm not the only person that feels this way, and that it's normal to have these feelings. Because y'all, I don't feel, you know, before I ever had a child, I hardly ever heard of any of these feelings. Like, you always hear the good stuff. I'm not trying to, you know, I don't know. It's seriously, it's just a lot of it you just don't hear about. I feel like there's just a stigma tied to it that you're not supposed to have those feelings, and y'all, it's real. So, so I have been following that page ever since. And last night, okay, not last night, a few days ago, I saw that, well, the lady on there, Becky Thompson, I believe it's her and her mother, that run this page. And she's an author, and they both are speakers from what I understand. And she has a book called Peace, Hope, and Healing for the Anxious Mama's Heart. And the other day I saw that she was having a study on this book on Facebook. Now, if this is something you're interested in, it's too late to join right now. It just started last night. But she does it's a 6-week study. And you just read, and every week she makes a post related to it and asks questions every evening. You just read. You know, you can do it at your own pace as long as it's done within the 6 weeks. There's not anything the only thing you have to have is the book. And it was like, I think I got the book off of Amazon. It was like $10, and then you pay to do the study to be added to the group. And it was $10 also. And so when I saw this post, I was like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to buy the book and I'm going to do this. Because I feel like here lately I really needed it. And so I bought the book, and we had our first she did her first post last night. And we hadn't read yet. Or I haven't. I know some people had the book before and they've already read it, whatever. But last night it was just kind of like an introductory type of thing. And y'all, I was in tears. Like, I was in tears because on this video, it was a live. Hey, Erin, how are you doing this morning? So in this video, it just spoke to me, and all these women are commenting on this live, and we're all in the same boat. We all feel the same way for one reason or another. And the one thing that she talked about, she said that she has 3 kids. One is 10, 8, and 6. And she was like, every season that your child goes through, there are going to be struggles. They always change, and that's the truth. If you're not a parent yet, that is the truth. Like, you get through one obstacle and then there's another one. And that's how it is. And I think that's how it's going to be forever, even when they're adults. Okay. As a parent, that's how your mind goes. I've learned that. That doesn't go away. I'm doing good, Erin. So as she was talking, I was just like, oh my gosh, all these women, you know, they feel the same way as I do. And it makes me feel so much better that, you know, it makes me feel like I know, like, I'm not a bad parent because I have these feelings, whatever they may be. And y'all, I have some anxiety, like, about some stuff that are just, it's just ridiculous. And then other things that are like, you know, I have no control over it, so why do I worry? But I can't help it. I'm trying to be better. Right? And that's why while I'm reading this book and doing this study. So, I was in tears because everything she said was like, you feel this way and you were not alone. And all these women are commenting, making me feel like, okay, this is where I need to be. You know, God put that post on my Facebook, you know, in my news feed for a reason. So here I am. I'm so excited because there's questions that I have about the future. And obviously we don't know those answers, and there's no sense in worrying about those answers. And I want to just try to focus on the now. And I feel like this is a great thing for me. So I'm telling you all of this. First of all, if you're interested, reach out to me and I'll tell you, like, you know, how to get the book and whatnot. But I'm telling you all of this because when she was saying all these things last night, it made me think about where I was at the time that Presley was born, like where I was mentally and everything. And, you know, how I've gotten to where I am 3 years later. And y'all, I am not the same person. First of all, like, one thing I will say, like, I love my child and I will do anything for her, y'all. I will do anything for my child, okay? But I remember when Presley was first born, like, I was scared to death to take her to the grocery store. Like, terrified. And I'm being really vulnerable right now, y'all. So I just felt the need to say all this, okay? I remember Presley was 5 days old, and I was dealing a lot, you know, I was mentally and all over the place. I was exhausted. I was very, like, my hormones were crazy, and I needed to get out of the house. And we needed to go to the grocery store, and Adam was like, well, why don't we, you know, we'll all go together. Y'all, I have never been so, like, I remember in that moment, I was terrified because I was like, Presley's only 5 days old. Maybe I shouldn't take her out yet. You know, I remember we went to the grocery store and Adam had his own buggy, and I got my own buggy to put Presley, she was in her carrier, and I put her in there, and she started crying, y'all. And at the time I was breastfeeding, which, y'all, that's very stressful. If you do it, go mama. If you can't, that's okay. That is all right. I did it for a month and a half, and it drove me, like, it was not for me at that moment in time, and I just had to do what was best for me and my child. You do whatever is good for you and your child. And I remember Presley started crying. So I was breastfeeding, and they were like, don't give a pacifier for at least 2 weeks because it can be confusing, okay? And I, you know, being the new parent and trying to do what's best for my child, I was like, okay, I'm not giving her a pacifier. So when we were in the store, she started screaming bloody murder. And y'all, I didn't even want to get my child out of the, like, I didn't want to get her out of the carrier. I thought that was, don't ask me why I thought at that time I thought that was so wrong. I don't know why. Like, now I'd be like, I'm getting my child out of this carrier, and I'm going to, you know, like, I'll hold her whatever she needs. But I was terrified. I don't know why. I don't know if I felt like people were going to judge me. I don't know, like, it was wrong to carry my newborn around. I don't know what I thought. I really don't. But at that moment in time, I was like, what do I do? And y'all, Presley, I remember I stuck, like, my knuckle in her mouth for her to suck on. And that's what I did. She stayed in her carrier, and I stuck my little knuckle in her mouth, and she sucked on my knuckle the whole time. I was bent over in this buggy with my child, you know, to keep her calm. And, like, I think back, that sticks out so vividly to me. And I'm like, why? Why did I do that? Why did I feel like I couldn't just pick my child up and comfort her? Or why did I think I could not give her a pacifier? I mean, I understand that there's things that are helpful or whatever, but you know what? The biggest thing I've learned, I guess, as being a parent, you got to do what's good for your family and what works. So I just want to put that out there. No judgment here. You got to do what works for you and your family. So anyway, things like that happen to me. Sorry, y'all, my nose is running. Things like that have always happened to me, like, before ever having a child, like, silly things that would give me anxiety, but I never had to express those to people because it was just me and I handled it myself. But now I have this child, and you have to face things that put you out of your comfort zone. Let me tell you, so much out of your comfort zone. And it's scary because then you feel like you're not a good parent. You feel like you're doing something wrong. All of these emotions, and trust me, at that moment in time, that's exactly how I felt. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I struggled a lot. And over time, obviously, it's gotten better. But I really had to push myself in a lot of ways to get to that point. Thankfully, I have a wonderful supporting husband, Y'all, it's so hard to explain. Like, prior to ever having a child, not that it was her that made me depressed. I think it was just my situation and hormones that made me depressed. But I'd never experienced depression before prior to that, and it is so hard to explain to somebody if they have never felt that way. I cannot even begin to explain to you. Like, it's so hard to explain that to someone if they have never been there. So please be patient with people in your life if they're going through depression, because it is very, very hard. Danielle, I did too. I remember my brother coming to meet Presley at my house. It was probably like 1 or 2 days after we got home from the hospital, and he took me to the store. Like, Presley was at home with Adam, and my brother took me to the store to get some stuff, and we were just sitting in the car on the way home, and I just cried. Like, I had no reason, like, nothing was bothering me. I'm sure I was anxious, but, like, there was nothing specifically on my mind that made me cry. And my brother was like, oh no, what's wrong? What did I do? And I'm like, nothing. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know. And that is something people do not talk about enough. Like, I was not prepared for that. I did not feel like myself. I didn't like that at all. And people need to talk about that more, because that's real. And that's normal. That's absolutely normal. But, like, I was not prepared for that. And I felt like something was wrong with me. And there was not. So if y'all have ever felt that way, or if you're planning on having children, like, that's totally normal if that happens to you. Yes. Yeah. And what's crazy is, like, as time goes on, you think it's supposed to get better, but sometimes it gets worse. And I was the same way. In the beginning, I definitely felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I was a terrible mom, you know, and then later it turned into depression. Like, you're doing everything you can for your child, but you can't do anything for yourself, or you're not good enough. Yes, I agree. Because at first, when I was going through all of this, I was embarrassed. And so I didn't really, I mean, Adam knew, my mom knew some stuff, but other than that, and I did talk to Kayla, my best friend, about it a little bit, but, you know, it's really hard to explain those feelings, and people just need to talk about it more. Like, it needs to be put out there, because it's normal and it's okay. It does not mean you're a bad mom. It does not. And there's a lot more support than you realize. So like I said, I've been following this page, Midnight Mom's Devotional, ever since. And so I got this book. I watched the first thing last night, the first live. I was in tears, and I read last night. I got through part of chapter 1, and I was in tears, because you realize that, like, for me, I realized that I was on the right track. Like, this is where I need to be. This is going to help me. And while I do feel like I'm not depressed, I'm much happier, all of these things, there's always anxiety. You're always worried about your child. You're always worried about your next move. Like, if, you know, like, if I take this job, how's it going to affect my family? Is it a good choice? If, you know, whatever. I don't know. I can't think on my feet right now. But, like, you know, every decision that you make, you think about your kid first, or your kids, and you're like, is that the right route to go for them? What if I make a mistake, or whatever? But y'all, you got to do what's right for your family. And you can't worry about those things, you know. Like, on one hand, yes, you have to weigh your options, but on the other, it's like, depending on your situation, is it, like, what do you have to lose? That's what I'm getting at. It's okay to do things for yourself. I feel like there's so much mom shaming these days, and I hate it. I agree, because I even have... Thank you, Lynn. I remember, y'all, the first Saturday that I went to work after having Presley. I woke up, I went and sat at my little vanity desk thing to do my makeup, and I was really excited to go back to work because I'm not a stay-at-home type of person. And I was sitting there, I was so excited, you know, Presley was sleeping, Adam was sleeping, and she woke up. And yes, before anybody says anything, yes, I could have woke Adam up and been like, hey, honey, can you watch her while I get ready? But here is where that mindset comes in. You feel like you're not supposed to do that. You feel like you're a mom and you're supposed to do everything. Like, you're supposed to, you know, how is it fair to my child if I'm getting ready for, like, I'm doing my makeup? Like, I felt guilty if I said, honey, will you watch her while I do my makeup to go to work? Like, I felt so guilty. Like, I should go get my child and hold her and feed her. Like, that's what I felt like, and that's what I did. And the reality soon hit. Like, I felt like, this is my life. I'll never be able to do my makeup again. I'll never be able to get ready in the mornings unless I want to get up like 2 hours earlier. You know, like, this is my life. That's how I felt. And I remember crying that morning because I was like, I'm a different person. But I just want to say, that's not true. Like, I have a wonderful husband, and I'm sure that he would have been happy to get up that morning and take care of our child and let me do my makeup. But that's where everything was in my brain, like, no. Even if I had done that, and even if he had gotten up with her to take care of her while I was getting ready, I still would have felt that guilt and would have quit what I was doing and went and got her myself. And I did that so many times. And I've just recently gotten to a point in my life where I'm like, okay, it's okay to do that. You know, it's okay to ask somebody for help. It's okay to do like that. All that was just sitting down to do my makeup to go to work. But let me tell y'all something. After that, I may have done my makeup once or twice a week when I went to work, if I could squeeze it in. Because then I was afraid, like, not every morning would Adam be there. He'd be going to work before I would. So if she was like sometimes she would sit on my lap while I did my makeup because I was afraid to let her go. Or I would carry her like front facing and like actually do my makeup because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. Like, she was supposed to be with me all the time. And y'all, like, those are normal feelings, but you don't have to do that. And it took me a while to realize that. Yes, I'm the same way, Danielle. I'm terrible at asking for help. I've gotten a little bit better, but at the same, like, I don't know, I still struggle with it a lot. But I've learned, like, if you have a good support system, that's what they're there for. And, you know, if they love your child, you know, they won't hesitate. But I am terrible at asking for help. And my point of saying all this to y'all, like, that's been really heavy on my mind because I feel like there's, you know, I have more friends on Facebook that are having children, and I feel like it's okay if you have those feelings. Please reach out. Like, there's help. Even if you just want somebody to talk to that's been there, I'm here. But honestly, y'all, that's a big part of my why. Because a year ago, you know, I joined Farmasi last February. And when I reached out to Erin, I don't think she's on here right now, but when I reached up to my upline about joining, never, y'all. Like, I had considered the thought of selling only because I do makeup at my job, my full-time job. And I felt like, you know, I could sell that to those customers. If I used this makeup on them, they might purchase, you know, they might like it and they want to purchase it. But as far as like doing these lives, oh heck no. I was like, that was one of my first questions. Do I have to do lives because I'm terrified? And she was like, no, you can do whatever you want. And you can, you know, like you can work at whatever pace. Like it's up to you how you want to do that. And so when I first signed up, I was like, okay, I'll just use the discount for myself or whatever. And then, you know, we had a lot of group chats and team pages and stuff, and people would be commenting in there and be so motivating and so like excited about their business and each other and, you know, pushing each other, that I was like, gosh, I really want to be a part of that, you know. And, you know, whenever everything shut down here and I was out of a job, I was like, well, heck, I already signed up. You know, it was $20 to sign up. And what do I have to lose? What's the worst that could happen is like nobody buys anything from me. I mean, I'm sitting at home now 24/7. Why not try? And that's what I did. And I had a lot of support that I'm so grateful for. And I don't remember exactly when the point came that I was like, oh, I'm going to do lives. Like, the thought crossed my mind that I knew that would help me a lot, but at the same time, I was like, how? I have a 2-year-old running around here acting crazy. She's so strong-willed, y'all. Like, that kid, if she wants something, she wants it. Like, I don't know what it is about me that God was like, you need this in your life, but by golly, he gave it to me. Yes, I know. Everybody does think differently. And I think that sometimes I feel like I will kind of talk about these things a little bit. And people might think, oh, I feel that same way. But then that's all they stick with. They don't actually go out of their comfort zone to reach out to somebody. And that's why that's why I wanted to talk about this today, because I feel like that's very important. Like to just make that first step, because you'd be amazed at all the people that you meet who actually feel. When I watched that video last night, y'all, I legit was in tears, because all these women were on there saying, like, there's so many people all over the flipping country and all over the world who feel the same way. And that makes me feel better, because I know that I'm not alone. But it's normal, and that I know that I'm trying my hardest and that it doesn't go unnoticed, if that makes sense. Because I know as a mom, sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it feels like you're working your butt off and it goes unnoticed, but I promise it's not. Somebody sees it. But I remember that I reached out to Erin about lives, and I was like, I really want to do lives, but I'm scared because, you know, Presley, she doesn't understand what's happening, and I don't want to stop what I'm doing, you know, because I don't want people to quit watching my video. I want people to stay interested. You know, what if she's screaming in the background and all this stuff? And she was like, girl, people want to see that. People want to see your family. And she's right. When I watch other people's videos, I want you to be a real person. Like, I want you to be yourself and share your life. And I mean, I do that in my business. Like with hair, like everybody I do their hair, like they hear some of these stories that I'm telling you right now, or they tell me a lot of intimate stories about themselves, and it's just real and honest. And I don't feel like I have to be like something I'm not, because I'm not good at that. I am not good at that. I will be honest. Like, I cannot fake anything when it comes to that. And so I did eventually, I remember what my first live was, but I don't remember exactly when I did that. I can't remember if it was before the shutdown or after, but I was terrified, y'all. I literally paced the floors for like 10 minutes waiting to click that button. And I was like, just mortified. I don't know why that seems so scary, but I was scared. I was terrified. And, you know, once I did it, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of people that hopped on and supported me. And, you know, like, I felt so good. Like, I felt so accomplished that I did this thing that I was so scared to do. And Presley was there with me. Like, I don't remember. I mean, I think she did pretty good. I might have, if I remember right, I think I did have to call Adam in there once to get her or whatever. But now, y'all, if you're on here and you're watching me do my makeup and I have to stop and go get my child some fruit snacks, then that's just what I do. And if that's something you don't like, then you don't have to watch it. And that's something that I feel like is a big issue too, is we're always afraid that we're being judged. And we are. Honestly, y'all, we're being judged all the time, whether we're doing something or not. And you have no control over how somebody reacts to that, if that makes sense. So just do what makes you happy. And if they don't like it, they can just scroll on or whatever. And I remember, as a matter of fact, I just posted a memory this morning. It's probably about 4 or 5 years ago, where I did my makeup and I posted a picture and I listed like all the products that I used. And I mean, I remember thinking back then I did that, I did that a little bit back at that point in time. And I remember feeling like, okay, well, like one day I might do, like that day I probably posted that selfie. And then the next day I probably did my makeup and was like, oh my God, my makeup looks so good. I really want to post it and share it. But then I was like, people are going to judge me because I posted posted a look yesterday. If I post one today, they're probably going to be like, oh my God, all she thinks about is herself. And y'all, I don't care. If I want to post 2 selfies in a row, if I want to post about Farmasi, if I want to post hair that I did, y'all, I worked hard. I worked hard to accomplish these things. And if you don't want to support it, that's fine. Somebody wants to see that stuff. Somebody's related. Like, somebody relates to that. And I want them to see that it's okay. So, that's how I feel about it. People probably get tired of seeing my Farmasi posts every day, but I don't care. I keep doing it. And once I really joined this community, once I finally was like, okay, I started getting more active in our chats and things like that. I wanted to learn more about the business and the products and stuff to actually educate others. Y'all, it gave me something to do. I mean, during the shutdown, I was at home 24/7 with a 2-year-old. And I knew, before that even started, I was like, how am I going to handle this? Like, how am I going to handle being at home all the time? Like, I have to have something for myself. Even if people don't buy from me, just the thought of having something to keep me busy that I enjoy. I love doing makeup. Why not do it? And so that's what I did. And then when I went back to work, yes, I was super busy. And so it was hard for me to keep up with stuff like I had before. But I was like, the thought crossed my mind. Is this something I want to continue? Or do I want to stop and focus back on hair again? And I just kept doing it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy all my teammates. Everybody's so motivating. There's no negativity. I mean, everybody makes posts that make you feel like you're doing a good job, that pushes you. We do team challenges and all of those things. Like, sure, I've done team challenges and didn't win, but there have been some that I did win. And even if I didn't, it still pushes you to get out of your comfort zone and do something different for yourself. And then you feel proud of yourself, which is not a bad thing. I don't know why there's like a stigma on that too, that it's wrong to be proud of yourself. Y'all, you need to be proud of yourself when you do things like that. And that's a big reason why I have continued with Farmasi. I may not make a ton of sales. I may not have the biggest team. But I love being surrounded by these people. I love what I'm doing. Like, I love making videos. I love doing lives. I love trying different makeup looks every day for people to see. And, you know, because somebody out there has felt like that before, where they've wanted to take the leap, but something's holding them back. You know, just like before the shutdown, when I first joined Farmasi, like, I was like, I don't know if I want to commit all this time to that. Or I'm afraid people are going to judge me on Facebook because I'm just another person trying to sell something. And now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. You're supposed to be proud of your accomplishments. You're beautiful inside and out and a wonderful mom. Thank you so much, Heather. And see, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't feel like that they are, or that they're worthy of something. And that's my point. Over time, I'm so happy, like, with where I am in my life. My husband sees it. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we want? Is we want to be happy. We want our family to be happy. And y'all, that's a big reason why I've stuck it out with Farmasi. And, you know, I love my job. I love doing hair and makeup. Makeup is the reason I got into hair. And I love it. I love making people feel beautiful. Like, I enjoy it so much. But this is a way for me to have both worlds. I mean, I do have makeup clients, but that's not something people are getting done every single day. I do a lot of weddings. I've done a lot of proms. Of course, proms are like, I don't even think they're going to, I mean, are they ever going to have proms again? But I feel like, you know, even if I don't do this makeup on other people, I enjoy doing it on myself and sharing it with others. And it's not like the world is asking so much of me to do that. Hey, Shannon, how are you doing this morning? So it's, for me, I feel like, why not just take the leap if it's gonna make you feel better about yourself and the people around you. And that's a big reason why I've stuck it out, y'all. This company is so good. Like, I'm just not the type of person to push something on others. Like, I just want to push people to be a better version of themselves. And if that's, you know, like doing makeup or whatever the case may be, like, that's what I want to do. I want to motivate people. Thanks, girl. So this is the Ace Beaute Nostalgia palette. This came in my BoxyCharm box last month. This is what it looks like. So pretty. This is the shade Flower from that palette. Okay. I know, y'all, I'm rambling and rambling. How long have we already been on here? 43 minutes. It'll take me that long to do this eyeball. I'm just kidding. Hopefully it won't. Okay. So yeah, that's a year ago, y'all. If like, when I was thinking about going live, I was like, that's a negative. I'm not doing that. That's absolutely terrifying. And then now I look forward to going live. I'm excited to go live. And every day I feel like I'm being pushed. Like, not being pushed, but like every day I try to push myself to a new point where I don't even have to think about it anymore. And I'm this new person that's not as anxious and not as scared. And I think that with Presley, and I think that with my hair business, and I think that with my Farmasi business. Like, now, like, after having Presley, I want to work out and I want to eat healthy, but I've always felt like that's been something that's difficult to add into my life, my everyday life. And the last 2, going on 3 weeks, me and Adam have changed our diets. And I'm doing yoga at least 30 minutes every morning. And I'm trying to basically lose 1 pound a week. And so far I have lost 2 pounds. And y'all, I feel so good. Like, I'm just pushing myself. That's what we have to do. We have to push ourselves and each other. And that's why I love this company so much. Because what all of y'all don't see is all the positivity in our group chats and our team pages. And we just motivate each other every day. And I love it. Like, I live for it. What am I looking for? Come on, Heather. Oh no, I lost my picture. Okay. I think I'm missing brushes. Did my child get into my brushes? Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Hiking. Thanks, Erin. I have felt so much better here lately. Just positive in general. So if you guys feel like you need somebody to talk to, or you feel like you need some motivation, please reach out. Don't hesitate to ask. If you feel like you need something to push you and keep you busy, please reach out, y'all. I mean, I have team members who, you know, they were interested in Farmasi and they signed up and they were like, I don't really know how to do makeup. And I'm like, well, you don't really have to know how to do makeup. We all have like a makeup look that is our type of thing. And everybody relates to something when it comes to makeup. Whether that be like the simplest look or something super complicated. Like, you guys might want to see this look. Are you ever going to duplicate it? I don't know. But it brings me so much joy to share it with you guys and how I accomplish it. And then if you choose to do it, then that's wonderful. But now they're soaring. They're learning because they want to learn. And they're doing these makeup looks that are so far out of their comfort zone, and they're doing so great. Okay. These eyeshadows are super pigmented. Okay, so now let me take a look at my picture again. Okay, now do I want to, okay, I'll go back over it with my, I want to use the eyeshadow primer again to cut my crease. Yes, Erin, I love it. Like, when I see different, like if I go to different people's pages, like how we all think so differently, but we're all of a common thing. I love it because it inspires me to do different things that I've never done before, and vice versa. Like, And I guess I feel that way. I've always been a big YouTube person. I love watching like beauty gurus on YouTube. But when it comes to stuff like that, everybody is trying to do the same thing. And that's what I've been used to, is like seeing people do the same type of looks. And here with Farmasi, you can do whatever you want. Like if you just want to use BB cream all the time, like if you're not a full coverage person and you don't want to use a lot of makeup, then you can use your BB cream all the time. And I think that's great. There's no like paper that says, oh, this is all you can do. Oh, come on. Okay. I think that looks... Y'all, when it comes to cut creases, like everybody's eye shape is different, so how you cut it is a lot. I mean, actually, even when I'm looking at you, I still don't think you can see it all the way, but... Now, when I use concealer, I'll just dot it and then look up, and that'll mark it on my lid for me, but I don't think it really works that well with primer. But I guess you could always do that and then use your eyeshadow primer, but concealer works good too. Make sure my eyeballs are somewhat even. Are they even? Probably about as close as they're gonna get. That's what I'm saying. Then I'm gonna use like a small brush. I'm gonna go back in with that hiking shade. I don't really need to do this too much, but I'm just gonna go right up against that line to deepen that up a little bit. And I'm gonna take my fluffy brush. I'm not gonna put any product on it and just kind of go over it to blend it a little bit. Okay, now the next color. The yellow. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the shade Water Slide. I should have done this before, but it's okay. So what's everybody's plans for the day? Hey girl, how are you doing? Hey Mary. I just talked about, this might be something that you'd relate to, so I just went on a tangent, if you want to catch the replay when I'm done, about motherhood. And if you're not already, if you don't, like, I follow this page called Midnight Mom Devotional. Girl, good for you. I need to do that. Definitely need to be deep cleaning. But I'm a part of this group on Facebook called Midnight Mom Devotional. And it's for moms, like anxious moms, and all of our thoughts and stuff. And it's super inspiring. And I'm doing this study group right now with their book. It's too late right now to join the study, but she does it, like, I think every 6 weeks. That's how long the study is. But you can get the book on Amazon. This is it. Peace, Hope, and Healing for the Anxious Mama's Heart. Girl, we had the first video last night, like, as an introduction. Like, we hadn't read the book yet or anything. And I was in tears because I related to it so much. And then I haven't finished it, but I started the first chapter last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is me. She's talking to me. Yes, I highly recommend it. If you ever feel anxious, if that's something that you feel, definitely go for it. Not sure my eyes are even, but that's okay. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeliner before I do the bottom. Yeah, girl, I'm anxious all the time. But it's normal. When she did her introductory video last night, there were so many women on there who were like, we're all in the same boat. And everybody's kids are different ages, so that doesn't go away. But it was nice to feel like there was other people out there like me. This is so hard to do, like, on camera. I can't really tell if I'm getting it. There we go. Yep, it's close. Anyway, let me try to fix this. I'm probably gonna mess it up. Y'all can tell I'm getting older because my eyelids, like, have so much texture. Oh, makes me, I don't know if y'all can tell, but, like, there's so much texture on my eyelids. Yes, girl, I went off on a tangent a second ago. about how it affects me, like how it has really affected me, and how pretty much how Farmasi has helped me regain my life a little bit and have something for myself that's like I've been here, let's see, how long have I been live? Okay, about an hour. And I've not had a ton of views, but that's okay. Because I just needed some time to sit here. Y'all probably can't even see what I'm doing. I just needed some time to sit here and do my makeup, which I feel is like super therapeutic for me personally. And talk about something that I was like, yeah, I want to share this with everybody. So yeah, you know, whenever I was saying, like, whenever you become a first-time parent, it's scary. Like, you're scared about everything, and you're scared, like, you're worried about your child, but you're afraid to admit a lot of it. I don't know why. I guess we think that we're not, and this is something I'm speaking, like, I'm just speaking from personal experience, but, like, I guess we think we're failing if we have to ask for help, but that is not the case. Like, you do not have to keep that to yourself. Well, this one's not going to be even to the other side, but that's okay. Thanks, girl. I don't know if you saw it, but I did a poll yesterday for people to choose which look they wanted to see. And honestly, between Facebook and Instagram, they were both pretty close. So I figured I'd do look A today. Okay. My wings look totally different, but it's okay. Because you know why? Because it's just makeup and we can wash it off later. Yeah, they're sisters, not twins. Oh, Lord. What was that? Oh, my purse. Close enough. Dang, I need something to drink. I didn't drink all my coffee. Okay, let me see what's next on this picture. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom lash line. I'm gonna take that small brush again, and I'm gonna go into that darker hiking shade. And I'm gonna take that really close to my lash line. Just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna take, where did it go? All right, now I'm gonna take the shade Water Slide again, the yellow shade. And I'm going, this is a fluffier brush, and I'm just gonna take that right against that dark shade. Just to blend it a little bit. If I wear, like, on a normal basis, I'm not the type of person to wear eyeshadow under on my, I don't know why, I just never have been. But a lot of times if I wear eyeshadow on my lower lash line, I take it pretty low because I like it to kind of hide my bags under my eyes. Like that, kind of, a little bit, maybe, I don't know. Oh, hold on, somebody's at the door. You got it? Hello. Hey, baby. You want to say hey? What are you eating? A cupcake?
Show the Facebook Live world what you're eating.
You want to show everybody on Facebook Live what you're eating on the video?
Show.
Oh.
Show them your cupcake.
Well, I can't see you over there. Okay. So now... Alright, I'm going to put on a little mascara. I'm going to use my double lash extend and do the length. Just the length. Do y'all want to see lashes today? Do you want me to put on some falsies?
Mommy, I don't like this cupcake.
You don't? Are you sure?
I'll turn the air conditioner on.
No, my tummy said do not eat.
We haven't tried it yet, have we?
No. Guess we'll see if it's got any fruit on it.
Yep. What, baby?
Tummy's hurting.
Your tummy's hurting. I wonder why. She's eating a cupcake.
What? Oh, you don't want the happy birthday one? I'm sorry. There it is.
So who's left watching? Do y'all want to see lashes today? Let me know if you want to see
I'll see if she's up.
some falsies. Oh gosh.
Get my stuff up.
Oh lordy. Alright, I think I'm going to try to use, I've worn these before, the Magnificent lashes. I think that would look similar to the look on the picture, but I haven't cleaned them because I'm terrible at that stuff, y'all. Yes, Lynn, I still do hair. I actually have to go to work here later. I have to work pretty late this evening, so yep, I still do hair. Full time right now. Where did my tweezers go? So hopefully these will go on okay, even though I haven't cleaned them. We're gonna find out here in just a minute. I'm just gonna use my Duo brush on glue. And I'm gonna let that sit for a second and get tacky. While that's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lips on. Which one do we want? I think I'm gonna do, oh, I can't decide. I think I'm gonna use Mauve Pink. Y'all, when I first signed up with Farmasi, this was my favorite. Well, these are my favorite lipsticks anyway, like the matte liquid lips, but this is my favorite color. Love this color. Love it. Okay. Let me try to get these bad boys on. Hopefully they're not too difficult. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Well, I'm not like a big lash person anyway. Like, I don't typically wear lashes. I never really have. I think they look great on people, but I have to wear glasses a lot. And so I don't know. It's not one of those things I just do. I don't know. It's one of those steps I skip. And I'm definitely better at putting the eyelashes on other people than I am myself. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't tried all of our lashes, but I've tried most of them. And I do find that the more natural ones, like these, I can just like pop them on real easy. The bigger ones have like a thicker band and they're not as flexible. Like the band doesn't bend as well. And I have really struggled to get those on. And may not be like that for everybody, but here's how it looks like before and after the lashes. I love these. I think these are my favorite. And I'm gonna let that get tacky for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face though with the Time Locker spray. Let me look at this picture real quick. See if there's anything else I need to add. I think I am going to go in with the 3-in-1 palette. I was trying to look and see if I had I'll just clean this brush off real quick. And I'm going to go into the highlighter and just put that on my inner corner. And my brow bone. Okay. Let me get this Lash. I should have done this eye first. This is the one I struggle with. most. But I will say, like, a big trick to doing your lashes is to let the glue get tacky first. That makes a world of difference. Because if you put them on and it's still really wet, they will not stick. You'll be fighting with it constantly. The lipstick color lid, I still love it, but I love all the other ones too. The more I've ventured out. Oh, come on. Is it stuck on? Oh, no, it is. I love these little tweezers because you can like pinch your natural lashes together with the falsies so that they kind of blend better. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of just the length side of the double lash. Just put a little bit on there to kind of morph them together a little bit, if you will. And you can definitely soak these in like micellar water to get any mascara or glue off. All right, y'all, I think that's the finished look. So in case you missed it, you didn't see the look that everybody voted on, this was the winner. So that's what I was trying to duplicate today. Sorry the lighting's so crazy. I have a window like right here. So what y'all think? Did I get pretty close? I think I got pretty close. Chocolate milk. So thank you guys so much for watching with me today and listening to me rant a little bit. But seriously, you guys, if any of that pertains to you, if you feel like that is you, don't hesitate to reach out for help. I'm here if you ever want to talk. If you're curious about Farmasi and what it has to offer you, please reach out to me. No pressure. I'm here if it's something you're interested in and think that it would add value to your life. I'm here. Please reach out. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.